afternoon. You listen to WQKE LP 93.9 FM out of Plattsburgh, New York. Today's
turn me on. Oh, I'm already on.
You're already on.
Here, turn me off quick so I can adjust the mic.
So Desmond's currently having some technology issues, but that leads right into what we're doing today is your sports report, 3 o'clock sports report with Desmond, who has made his presence known.
Yeah, the entire wire system over here is tangled, and I'm not messing with it right now. So,
what's up?
What do you got going on over there?
I'm trying to get this. Get a shake over here. I'm trying to look at there's a protein shake and there's powder stuck on the bottom. I'm just trying to get it out.
All right. Anyways,
what a random way to start.
We'll start off with some talk in the NFL.
Whoa! We got to start as we normally do. Matching attire. Today we're actually matching.
Yes, we have kind of broken the streak.
It's like we had we always had something we did together.
Yeah, but recently it's kind of fallen off because of schedule and lack of will to remember things.
Do anything.
Yeah. So
it's getting to that point in the semester.
Today we're doing NBA jerseys. I have my, is it a San Francisco or
Oakland
Draymond Green jersey.
Relevant.
Yep. I'm going on a big talk about him today.
Allen Iverson jersey. Relevant because 76ers won.
Yeah. I just want everyone that's listening to know that I'm going full hater mode today. I usually try to be a very positive person.
Yeah, I don't know what your deal is.
Other players and other teams, but I'm going to be very unhinged today. So with that, we'll jump into the NFL. What? Okay. The NFL draft is 10 days away. Thursday, April 28th. I believe it starts at 7 or 8 o'clock. Whenever.
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry.
All right.
Whenever.
I've talked about the draft a lot. I've written about the draft a lot, but it's really been ramping up recently. And I get emails from the NFL through whether it's the stuff they normally send out or stuff through their communications website, which I'm a member of. I got an email from their communications website about a Daniel Jeremiah, who I've heard of before, and I've seen one of his mock drafts that he made in the Giants that was very, very bad. But it was this is his updated top 50 prospects list.
Okay, this isn't horrible yet.
Just wait.
All right, let's start.
You start because
1 Aiden Hutchinson, that's fine.
Yep.
2 Aquanu, that's fine.
Debatable, but
fine.
I wouldn't argue
it's fine.
Yeah.
3 Sauce Gardner, fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I think Sauce Gardner is up there for me.
Yeah, I agree.
4 Kyle Hamilton, fine.
Not terrible. This is where you start to lose me.
You are not the biggest receiver guy.
No.
Let's get this. Let me put this on the record.
Especially in terms of ranking players.
We got to go through this quick because otherwise we'll spend the whole episode on this. Yeah. But Desmond has this weird thing where, if there's a lineman and a receiver, Desmond is biased against the lineman because he played line in high school.
Well, no, it's not really necessarily
It is because of that.
It's because
it is because of that.
In terms of importance, the receiver you have and quarterback you have, unless it is God, will not matter if you don't have a good offensive line, and teams need to realize that.
This is where I can understand you getting mad.
Come on, keep going.
All right. So 5, Garrett Wilson, which I don't think is horrible.
Yes,
all right, I don't think it's that bad.
Not only is he not number 5, he's not over Evan Neal, Charles Cross, Kayvon Thibodeau.
Exactly. Here's his offensive lineman. Start putting him in
whatever. Both better talents than him.
This is where I know Desmond absolutely lost it. 6, Trayvon Walker, he's edge for Georgia.
So yeah, I'll go into my Trayvon Walker rant after we go through
We don't need a rant. Just
full hate.
7, Evan Neal.
That's disgraceful that Trayvon
and
Walker
Desmond's
is over him.
Desmond's mock, Evan Neal's 2. So
because he should be 1.
8, Drake London.
That is abysmal.
9, Jermaine Johnson. Why is he getting so much credit lately?
Why is he over Kayvon Thibodeau?
10, Kayvon. Yeah, actually, that is a good point. I like those Oregon jerseys.
Yeah, I lied. Those are very nice. I am very, very I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore.
I don't know what your
Let's go to 15.
11, Jordan Davis, fine.
Okay.
12, Devin Lloyd.
No, I'd have him there. I'd have him that high in terms of what he can do, in terms of a pure talent.
Why is Trent McDuffie? Oh my God.
I don't like that I haven't heard Tyler Linderbaum yet.
Stingley at 15. 16, Chris Olave. Jameson Williams.
I'd have Williams over everyone besides Garrett Wilson, in my opinion, in terms of ceiling, but...
where is he?
Can you go until... I want you to tell me where he has Tyler Linderbaum.
Penning is 22.
Is Penning ahead of Cross?
I think so.
Oh, my God.
23 is Charles Cross.
That is abysmal.
4 is Pickett. 24 is Pickett. Where's Malik go under? Malik's 27.
And these are all over
Kenyon
Tyler
Green
Linderbaum.
is 28.
I really hope Kenyon Green isn't over Tyler Linderbaum.
Maybe I just missed him. Kenneth Walker, 31. Tyler Linderbaum, 32.
At 32. At 32.
For those who don't know, lineman from Iowa.
He is...
And Desmond's, favorite player of all
He
time.
is, in my opinion, the closest sure-shot superstar you're going to get in this draft. He is super strong, super mobile. I guarantee if he ran a 40-yard dash, he'd run something in the 4.445. There are so many clips of him running in stride with his running backs and receivers. He has the IQ. He has the technique. There is literally... The only knock you can make on Tyler Linderbaum is his size, and who cares? Because look at Jason Kelce. Look at Jason Kelce, Hall of Fame center, and they are literally the same exact player. Anyways, I guess we'll go into our next and final topic on the NFL, which is a mock draft I found that was made by PFF this morning, actually.
Interesting.
So, do you have that loaded up, or do you want me to load it
Yep,
up?
I got to load it up.
All right.
Jaguars, Aiden Hutchinson. From what I understand, This is becoming...
Yeah, if I'm them, I'd rather take Evan Neal, but I'm not opposed to them taking Hutchinson whatsoever because they definitely need an edge rusher.
I have not seen this yet. 2, Kayvon Thibodeau.
As it should be.
3, Trayvon Walker.
That's terrible. To what team?
This is not going to happen because the Texans. It's not going to happen. The Texans need a lineman.
Why would they not take Evan Neal?
4, Sauce Gardner.
Tackle.
Very
Jets?
realistic.
Yeah,
Yes.
no,
I think
they should take him.
Starting
they
to think that's what's going to happen.
They absolutely should take him.
Giants, Aquanu.
Okay.
6,
Wait.
Over Evan Neal, yes.
It's something I say all the time. I won't be mad at, but
Yeah, like we said, we said
it.
on the last episode, it's a toss-up. Panthers, Pickett. Ooh, this is where you kind of lost me. Giants, Devin Lloyd.
Okay. Here's what I'll say.
Where is Evan Neal?
I've said
Where is Evan Neal? Oh, there he is.
Where'd he go? How far?
Let's keep going.
How far did he go before I?
11.
That is a joke. Anyways, I've said multiple times that if Hutchinson and Thibodeau are both gone by the 7th pick, I don't want another edge rusher. I don't like Karlaftis that much. I definitely don't like Trayvon Walker. I'll get into him. Jermaine Johnson I like, but not at 7. Not anywhere near 7. But what I will say for the Devin Lloyd pick is he is probably... No, he's definitely the most versatile linebacker in this class. Great in coverage, great off the edge, great in the run game, great tackler. Could use some work in tackling, but he's definitely a very good, solid tackler. But I will say, I talked to my dad, because me and my dad were talking about the draft a lot on Saturday. There are 3 prospects in this draft class that I absolutely do not want. Trevor Penning, because he is slow, he does not have good footwork, and he's just too clunky of a prospect to take that high. Trayvon Walker, I literally do not see any upside about taking him that high. I do not understand what team are thinking, and especially like the Jaguars considering number 1. And Derek Stingley, I don't like his size. I don't like his lack of, for lack of a better word, caring when it comes to run game. He does not care in the run game, and that's something I'm not looking forward to, especially when you have someone like Sauce Gardner, who is bigger, faster, and just better than him, period. Those are the 3 guys I absolutely do not want.
I'm going to cut you off here because I think that this draft, we talked about before, is so weird because the top 10 is such a toss-up that
it's because there's
the
no
Giants might not be able to get their guy because of just the way things fall.
Absolutely.
And you have the Texans and the Jets ahead of them. Those 2 teams that you have no clue.
You are either going to see 3 edge rushers taken within the top 4 before the Giants go, or 3 linemen. You could see potentially Aquanu and Evan Neal both going top 4. You could see both Thibodeau and Hutchinson, which I hope they both go. Well, I don't hope Thibodeau goes because I want him to fall to the Giants, but I mean, you could see both of them going. There's no lock for any pick in this draft.
The weird thing, I think the biggest ace in the hole right now for the Giants is the biggest X factor is a better way to put it, is Panthers at 6.
Yes.
Because every mock draft I've seen has the Panthers taking a different player.
They're either taking
a quarterback, which I don't think they're going to do.
A quarterback or a lineman.
Or a lineman, yeah. And they can destroy the Giants.
That's what I've said multiple times. I'm like, I want Thibodeau at 5, but if Cross or Ekwonu are still available, I want them over Thibodeau for the pure fact that if we do not draft them at 5, the Panthers are more than likely going to take them. It's going to be
interesting.
Because I believe that the Panthers do need a quarterback, but putting any quarterback behind that kind of offensive line is not going to do them any justice. Taylor Moton is a very solid right tackle, but outside of that, they literally have nothing.
We'll see.
Yeah.
So that's we can go through.
Let's go.
8 Garrett Wilson, 9 Malik Willis. Very realistic.
Where to see? Okay, I don't know.
It's realistic.
Here's what I'd look at: if there's a lineman available, take him because again, similar to the Panthers, they don't have a very good offensive line. You have Drew Lock for now. Run Drew Lock. Here's what you do. Hold on.
I know, but I'm not to interrupt you, but teams don't prioritize line like you prioritize line. That's the difference.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Like if Willis is their guy, I'm sorry to interrupt you again. They're going to take him, no matter what their line situation is, because that's how the NFL goes.
But look at it like this: they have Drew Lock. I don't think he's very good. I like him. I think he has potential to be something. But if I'm looking at Malik Willis's first year compared to what Drew Lock will be that year, I'm probably taking Lock. I think Malik Willis is the highest ceiling out of any quarterback in this draft class by a mile. I think Malik Willis has the potential to be a tremendous quarterback. But it's going to take some time.
Yeah, I know,
and you want to know a quarterback that's going to be available in next year's draft class that is going to blow every quarterback out of this draft class at a mile? Bryce Love, right? Is that his name? Bryce Love out of Alabama?
I think so.
I always mix him and Jordan Love up, and I don't know.
No, it's not Bryce Love.
I'm pretty sure it's Bryce Love.
1 second. I think you messed up the name.
Any quarterback out of Alabama. He is.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. Okay. Bryce Young.
I was about to say.
He
got me tweaking out. I thought it was Young.
If I'm looking at the potential of Malik Willis versus the potential of Bryce Young, I'm waiting a year for Bryce Young, drafting a lineman, so that way when Bryce Young comes to you and you have the chance to draft him, you have an offensive line ready for him. Because if you don't have that offensive line and you stick him out there where your best offensive lineman is, I literally don't even know anymore because their line's really bad. I think they still have Dwayne Brown at right or left tackle, but he's like 35, 36. Like, who knows? Not only who knows how long he's going to be around, but who knows how good he's going to be in that time. Who knows how good he's going to be next year? So at that point, I take a lineman and I wait a year for Bryce Young.
Here's my issue with what you're saying is that drafts aren't done by the general manager. They're done by the front office, which is part of the general manager. And a lot of teams pick based
Unless
on...
you're the Giants.
Exactly. But a lot of teams pick based on marketability. It's the Cowboys model. And the reason I'm so adamant about this is because I'm a Cowboys fan. They pick on marketability a lot of times and not need. The Cowboys
but still, like,
are the
Leighton Vander Esch wasn't a very marketable pick.
Yeah, but CeeDee Lamb was a great pick looking back on it, but that was so risky at the time. Like you supplemented your entire defense to take a receiver when you didn't really need a receiver, and it ended up working out fine. But that's an example of like a Seahawks situation. Like if the Seahawks have Ekwonu on the board and Malik Willis, I'm pretty sure they're going to take Malik Willis knowing the Seahawks because they're going to be like, hey, we have no players we can market without Wagner now. Nobody cool except DJ Metcalf. We want a player to market. What are you all up in arms about over there?
I'm just very interested by the number 15 pick that they have.
All right, let's keep going quickly. Jets, Jameson Williams.
I agree. I think he's the highest ceiling out of any receiver in the class besides Garrett Wilson.
Evan Neal.
He's
11.
not falling that far.
12, Stingley.
I don't like Stingley that much, but he's probably also not falling that far. But if that's the case, what?
Man, if the Texans could pick up Kyle Hamilton at
again,
13.
There's no way he's falling to 13. That's the thing. He's not like those three aren't falling past the top 7 or 8. The only one that might is Stingley. Maybe Hamilton because of positional value, which is stupid. But
what? Jordan Davis at 14.
I agree.
Devontae Wyatt? Why?
This is what lost me, because not only do you have Nakobe Dean on the board and you're not taking him, you don't need an interior defensive line right now. You have Fletcher Cox for another season, and after that, I don't know and I don't care because it's still Fletcher Cox. He's not as good as he used to be, but he's still a very solid interior defensive lineman. You do not need, especially taking Devontae Wyatt, who like I've heard a little bit about, but not much that early in the first round. So, again, it's just when you have other needs of linebacker, which is a huge need for the Eagles, and you end up taking an interior defensive lineman, I'd be quite mad, especially or a receiver. They need a receiver, too. And when I'm seeing Chris Olave, George Pickens going in the first round, that is terrible.
Interesting. This is a different mock.
Tyler Smith going in the first round. That's interesting.
Yeah, Zion Johnson to the Cowboys.
Drake London dropping to 29. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Zion Johnson to the Cowboys in this mock.
Yeah,
I can get down with that.
Yeah, that's what scares me though, because like I keep saying in the mock drafts I make, he's going to fall to us in the second round. I don't think he's going to. Look at all the teams that are going. Buffalo Bills, they need a guard. Cowboys need a guard. Titans don't need a guard. Bucks, they do and they don't, because
they have a lot of
no, they don't.
needs.
They do need a guard actually, because they traded for Shaq Mason, but they still have a hole in either guard spot.
The Bucks have a very strange situation. They're still my Super Bowl pick, by the way. Just putting that out there now.
Bengals desperately need a guard. Lions could use a guard. Like, all these teams need guards, and Zion Johnson, in my opinion, is definitely the best guard in the draft. The only one that comes close to me is Kenyon Green, and he has fallen off the board for me a lot recently.
So 10 days till the draft. 3 episodes till the draft? Is that what that means? So expect a lot of draft coverage over the next couple episodes.
Quick game of Weddle?
Quick game of Weddle, yeah.
Because I can blow by the playoff coverage pretty quick for the NBA. There's
some very interesting stuff.
All right. Start off like we always do.
Daniel Jones.
And okay, so he's in the NFC, shorter than 6'4" or 6'5". Try a receiver in the NFC, Justin Jefferson.
I was gonna say Amari Cooper, but he's not even in the NFC anymore.
Nope.
Okay, under 6'1" now.
Okay, it's got to be a running back because this is only offense. So
I want to be Dalvin Cook.
And he's not in the NFC
North.
East or North.
NFC West is what?
Let's try Darrell Henderson. NFC West running back. It's James Conner.
Yes. Nope.
No. Oh wow. So what are the teams in the NFC West? Is it Rashad Penny?
Try it.
No, wait, because he's too young. You know who it is? It's the other running back in the Seahawks.
I don't know his name.
No, he's good. He just got injured, and Rashad Penny had like the greatest stretch I've ever seen. Chris Carson. Yep, Chris Carson.
Yeah. Should we do Hardwell real quick?
Yeah, just because we got that done really fast. Okay, so as we always do, Andrew Thomas. Wow, okay, nothing. Under 6'5", older than 23, number is lower than 78, and he's in the AFC. So we'll switch it up. We'll go with my favorite offensive lineman in the AFC, Creed Humphrey. Okay, well, he's in the AFC. He is 6'5". Wow. All right. So he's in the AFC. We'll go with Amari Cooper.
I accidentally saw the answer online.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh boy.
I'll let you keep going.
Okay. Oh wow, it still has Amari Cooper as being in the NFC East. Okay. So he's 26 or 25. He's under 6'1". His number is higher than 19 but lower than 52. So it's probably a running back or a corner. So try Rock Ya-Sin. Okay. So it's not a corner. So he's a defensive player who is 6 foot tall. So it's probably a safety since he's not a corner. That's weird that they have Rock Ya-Sin on the Raiders and Amari Cooper on the Cowboys.
Really?
Because Rock Ya-Sin got traded a short amount of time ago. So it's probably a safety. I don't know. Justin Reed. Even though I just want to see. Okay, so it is a safety. Okay.
This is such a random player.
I'm trying to think, because it's on the AFC West, which I just realized all my guesses for the AFC teams have been in the AFC West. So we have a non-AFC West safety. So, Jordan Poyer, no, because he's like 27. He's 26. Because he's 2 years between 25 and 27. He's not 25, so he's looking for a 26-year-old, 6 foot tall safety in the AFC, but not the AFC West. Is it? No way, Kyle Duggar's that old, is he? He's okay. So it's officially 26, not the AFC East.
What's that leave?
What's that leave? The North and South. Which, why can't I think of the teams in either division? So South we have The Colts, Texans, Jaguars. Colts, Texans, Jaguars. One more. Titans. And the Titans, is it Kari Willis? It is not Kari Willis. Oh, boy. All right, we are down to 3 more guesses. He's not... Okay, so he's in the AFC North. I'm trying to think of safeties in the AFC North. It's Minkah Fitzpatrick. Hold on.
It
is not Minkah Fitzpatrick.
What does it say? How many guesses?
2 more. We know he's in the AFC North now officially. So a 26-year-old, 6-foot-tall safety from the AFC North.
Knowing the answer and watching you get it is pretty cool. Or start narrowing it down.
Who is it? Von Bell? I think it might be Von Bell. Wait, yeah, it's Von Bell. It's Von Bell, or the other safety on the Bengals. I bet. Okay, I'm wrong. It's on the Bengals. Okay, so I have one more guess.
If anyone's listening to this, the full confidence in Desmond's facial expression.
Because I'm narrowing it down.
So
okay,
confident.
Who are the? So it's down to the Ravens. I have no idea who the safeties are in the Ravens or the Bengals or the Browns. I think the Browns have that Grant Delpit guy, but I don't think he's 26 yet. And the Ravens have... I know his last name is Elliott, so I'm going to go with Elliott and see what pops up. Okay, never mind.
You were so close.
I feel like Marcus Peters is a corner now. Who is this other safety on the Ravens? It's not...
I've literally, for listeners, I'm sitting here staring at the name.
I'm just going to do Grant Delpit. It's Chuck Clark. Why did I not think of Chuck Clark? Because he's actually very, very good safety.
I was going to say he has a very generic name, but I didn't want to give it away.
I didn't think that Chuck Clark was on the Ravens. That's the first time in a while that we haven't gotten it. So that's all we have for the NFL.
Yeah, so we'll go to a quick break here. When we come back, it'll be...
We're going to try to play our own music.
What song should we start with? I was going to start with... You like Led Zeppelin?
It is 2022, and Kendrick Lamar just announced a new album.
We can start with Kendrick.
Play some clean Kendrick Lamar. And then, but when we get back, we'll go into the NBA playoffs, and we're going to have time. So after that, we'll get into baseball.
Yeah. Sorry. So sorry for the technical difficulties. For those who don't know, Kendrick Lamar announced an album. Did you see how he announced it?
The website, right?
No, he tweeted at some guy. His name's Rap Talk, who he tweeted, Kendrick Lamar is officially retired on February 13th.
Yeah.
And then Kendrick Lamar tweeted back at him today with the link to the album announcement. So then this guy was like, no way Kendrick Lamar used my tweet. Then tweets Frank Ocean's officially retired.
I saw a lot of people tweeting about that. My levels are really low right now. I also can't... There we go. What was I going to say?
Really funny.
Yeah, I saw someone say Andre 3000 has officially retired, stuff like that, which, I mean, that's funny.
Andre, but also random music talk here. People don't realize that Andre 3000 does not release solo music. He never has.
No.
He just released stuff with Outkast, went on a legendary run, then just dipped and only did features. And that's kind of where he's been at for a while, but he's taking a break from music, apparently.
Yeah. All right, so with that, we'll get into the NBA. We'll try to go quickly through this. We'll start off with the first game of the playoffs with the Mavericks and Jazz facing off in Game 1. Very back-and-forth game. The Mavericks had the lead for most of it, but kind of fell apart towards the end. Donovan Mitchell had a 30-point second half after playing horrifically in the first half to bring the Jazz back for a 99-93 win. I'm not impressed with the Jazz whatsoever. They won by 6 without Luka, and most of the Mavericks playing poorly. Let me pull up the box score. All right, here we go. I'm going to go through the Maverick starter. Jalen Brunson, 24 points on 9 of 24 from the field. Spencer Dinwiddie, 22 points, 6 of 15 from the field, 4 turnovers. Dwight Powell, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 2 of 6 from the field. Not only you go to the bench. Josh Green, 0 for 4 from the field. Maxi Kleber, 2 for 7 from the field. Davis Bertans, 1 of 3 from the field. So not only are you not going to see these role players for the Mavericks play this poorly, Luka, forget, because you could say the same thing to Donnie. You're not going to see Donovan Mitchell play so poorly in the first half. Luka is going to match whatever Donnie does and more, because he's just simply a better player, obviously. And I can, in my opinion, because we're also not going to see Bogdanovich drop 20, 22 points or whatever he had in a half. Like, the Mavericks, in my opinion, could very easily, once Luka gets back, in technicality, sweep them, as in win 4 games once Luka gets back. Right now, I believe he's officially listed as doubtful for Game 2. Me and my roommate Chris, who is a Mavericks fan, talked about it. We both don't want him to play Game 2, take the rest, and then come back in Dallas, in home. I believe they're home right now. I think the Jazz are 4 and they're 5. Come back, play your home games, go up, tie the series 2-2, and then win it back in Utah, and then win Game 6 and home.
That's asking for a lot, but very much I agree, realistic.
I think that the Mavericks could end up...
And we know how Luka's played very well in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
In his career. He's just not had the team around him.
No.
Which is probably...
And he's had to play the Clippers 2 years in a row. First year is a little more understandable because of Kawhi, but the second year, interesting. Anyways, we'll move on.
He didn't have a team.
Yeah, next game, we have the Timberwolves and Grizzlies Game 1. The Timberwolves, I have this in quotations, they shocked the Grizzlies, just because in a technical sense, a 7 seed being a 2 seed is a little crazy, but when you look at the two teams in comparison, it's not the most shocking.
No, it's not to interrupt you, it's very surprising how good the Timberwolves starting 5 is for being a 7 seed.
Yeah, Cat had a very nice bounce-back game, 29 points, 13 rebounds. Anthony Edwards continuing his very nice play-in/playoff run, had 36 points, 6 assists. D'Angelo Russell did not play very well at all, but it really didn't matter.
No, they didn't need him.
I will say something that really didn't make me happy, but did make me happy to see, is Jaron Jackson Jr., who's been one of my favorite players to watch since he entered the league. I'm a Michigan State fan, so it's kind of given. He had 7 blocks, but he also fouled out, and that's kind of been the story of his career. Like, he has the potential. He did not foul out. He had 5 fouls, but he's in foul trouble for early on. Like, I think he had 4 fouls by halftime or something like that. The point is, Jaron Jackson has the potential to be one of the more dominant defenders in the NBA, but he's had a lot of foul trouble so far in his career. Like, I remember his rookie year, he didn't play an insane amount of minutes, but per 36, he averaged 5 or 6 fouls a game. I remember Mitchell Robinson had that issue as a rookie, and that's what you're going to see out of these young defenders. But what I was going to say is, him and Ja need to be better offensively. Ja statistically had a good game. He had 16 of his 32 points from the free throw line, but all in all, shot 8 of 18 from the field. Jaron Jackson himself shot 4 of 13, obviously not very good.
But I mean, have to step up somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Outside of that, I mean, your starting center and Steven Adams not taking a single shot and only putting up 3 points and 3 rebounds in 24 minutes isn't the most ideal, but again, he's up against Karl-Anthony Towns. Dylan Brooks had a very good game, 24 on 7 of 14. Desmond Bane had a very solid game. But all in all, they're two big players, and Jaron and Ja need to play better.
I also think they need to step up on the more defensive front. They got rocked.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then when their best defender,
in my mind, pick one and lock them up.
Yeah,
pick Anthony Edwards or Cat and deal with them, and let the other try to run
they have offense. They have 2 good defenders. Jaron on Cat and Dylan Brooks on Anthony Edwards is just foul trouble and just being unstoppable. Those 2
and
being
if I was a coach,
players.
I would start considering just doubling one of them. Probably Anthony Edwards and force.
I'd rather. It depends.
I don't know. Anthony Edwards is hot right now. What I'm saying is, either way, double one of them, force the other to run the offense.
I think that Cat has a bigger potential to fall apart if double teamed than Anthony does.
Yeah, and make Anthony Edwards, who is
make a tough decision.
Relies heavily on Cat for, I would say, a lot of times during games. Make him run the offense and see what happens. That's what I would do, but I'm not an NBA coach.
Yeah. Wow.
What?
I didn't know that there's a tight end who I have heard of before. I did a little scouting on him. Jelani Woods out of Virginia is 6'7", 275 pounds.
I wouldn't want to guard him.
As a tight end. Anyways.
Raptors 76ers.
Yeah, the Sixers kind of slapped up the Raptors, winning the game 131-111. But the biggest story from the game was Scotty Barnes getting injured. I think it was only a high ankle sprain or something like that, but it looked pretty bad because he landed. He landed and his ankle went sideways like it sprained, and then Joel Embiid accidentally stepped on it while coming down from getting a rebound, and when you add that it sprained and then add 270, 280 pounds to that, not a good feeling, but thank God he's,
Thankfully.
Philly dominated with Harden and Embiid having quote-unquote off games. I mean, I think Embiid shot 5 of 15 from the field or something like that, but he had a lot of points from the free throw like he always does. He's also a very good defensive player. But, I mean, all in all, the biggest X factor that showcased from this game was Tyrese Maxey, who had 38 points. I mean...
So, not to interrupt you, when we were sitting there in class the day of the Harden trade, I was like, why are they so adamant on Tyrese Maxey? That is why. They were so adamant on Tyrese Maxey. I was like, you're really going to stop the whole trade over Tyrese Maxey?
I would have considered stopping it over Maxey, but, like, they didn't want to add Thibault and stuff like that, and that's where, like, I'm like, okay. Like, Thibault is a tremendous defender, Matisse Thybulle. He's a great defender, but he needs to work on his offensive game. But Embiid shot 5 of 15, Harden shot 6 of 17, but Embiid got 9 of his points from the free throw line, again, while being a dominant defender. Tobias Harris finally stepped it up, had 26 points.
Look at Maxey's. Read off Maxey's stats because they're amazing.
38 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 14 to 21 from the field, 5 of 8 from 3.
Imagine being, I wouldn't say a bench player, but imagine kind of being a role player and taking 21 shots. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
that's amazing.
His evolution this year has been very fun to see. With that, we'll move on to, I won't say my favorite game.
No, it was my favorite game of the weekend.
Oh, the only reason it's not because of the game, another game we're going to get into soon. But we have the Warriors and Nuggets game 1. Warriors, I have it here. Warriors manhandled the Nuggets 123-107.
This game was not even close.
I will say Jokic does need help, but his defense this game was very bad. I think he, all in all, statistically had a decent game, but again, his defense wasn't very good. I know Aaron Gordon had a very off game offensively.
Aaron Gordon looked lost. Did you watch this game?
I watched the first half, and then my power went out for
Aaron
like an
Gordon
hour.
Looked like legit.
Yeah, and
lost.
like the second possession, he got stuffed by Draymond. After that, I'm like, it's over.
I was watching him just miss like wide open shots.
No, I love Aaron Gordon.
I do too. I was like, what is he doing right now?
But I have it all here, in all caps. Playoff Draymond. Woo! He had 12.6 rebounds, 9 assists, 3 blocks, and 0 turnovers. He's been an X factor for this Warriors team for a very long time now. We know what he's capable of in the playoffs, even after the bit of an offensive fall-off he has had recently. It doesn't matter. He still will always step it up in the playoffs. I remember a funny meme I was like, everybody gangster till Draymond Green hits a 3, and that's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, Draymond, his three-point is obviously fallen off a lot.
It's horrible.
But, like, if he hits a 3 in a playoff game and he starts consistently, like, he started off the year hitting his threes.
Yeah.
He was shooting very well from 3. It kind of fell off as the year went on. But if he can consistently hit his 3 in the playoffs, they might go all the way, man.
But can we just, I know we're big on the Draymond train, but can we talk about how Curry and Clay played horrible?
Clay was a little different because Clay he didn't play bad, but he didn't play spectacular. 19 points, 7 of 15 from the field.
For being the 1 and 2 guys for one of the best teams in the league.
I don't even know if you can call Clay. As much as I hate to say it, I don't even know if you can call Clay the number 2 guy anymore.
He did not. They both did not play well. I'll say it right up front.
No, absolutely. Right now. I have it written down that Curry didn't play well.
And to do what they did, and just, it wasn't even like, if you watch this game, it may have been close at points. It didn't even feel close. Like, they were just destroying
the way I look at it is, I said before that I could see the Nuggets winning because how are they going to stop Jokic? They stopped Jokic. And if they can do that, if Jordan Poole, who I'm going to get into, can continue to play well, if Curry, who had an off game, imagine what an on game will be like for him, Clay, Wiggins, Draymond.
And Wiggins played well, too.
Yeah, I mean, Wiggins fell off a lot after the All-Star game, which is pretty funny because a lot of people question his spot on the All-Star team. But he played very well. The whole team played well, except for, I mean, really Curry, but who cares when you win by 20. But again, if Draymond can literally just, obviously, no matter what at the end of the day, if his scoring is not hitting, he's bringing you some of the best defense in the entire league and some of the best playmaking.
But that's all they need. That's all
they need. They don't need a score.
They don't need a score.
They have Curry, defense. They have Clay, they have Poole, they have Wiggins. They don't need another.
They don't need score. They just need defense. That's all.
That's what I wish people would realize when they're like, "Oh, Draymond triple single." Like, okay, I don't care. He has 3 rings, and he's the reason they won all 3 of them.
Yeah, triple. I wouldn't say he was the reason. He definitely was.
He was one of the biggest reasons in 2015. If he didn't get that stupid suspension in 2016, he would have been there. He literally would have been the reason they won in 2016. He should have won a Finals MVP, and then after that, it's debatable. But
yeah,
I will say that if there's no Draymond, they aren't making the finals. They aren't making the finals in 15. They aren't making it in 16. And then
after KD got there, it's a little
after
harder.
After that with KD, they're probably still winning. But at that point, are they getting KD without the success of that team? No.
And I think Draymond's value has become really underrated because people don't like him. I think that's a lot of the reason to do with it.
The hate for him has really turned around recently, but yeah,
and then everyone, check the stats. Shut up! Oh
yeah,
my God.
I mean, I'm always one to say like,
watch.
Yeah,
just watch the game. Turn on the game before you start making comments.
And even then, you can't say check the stats. Like, just check his scoring. But like, that's the only negative part about him. And even then, who cares?
Well, I guess the best stat for him in this game was look at Jokic's stats.
Yeah, look at the way that they were able to contain Jokic.
Jokic had like a triple-double every game with 40 points. He did
I will say when I turned on the game and I saw a Curry Draymond pick and roll and Draymond went down and rose up and yammed it, I'm like, yeah, this game's over. Like, if Draymond's going to be aggressive offensively like that, they're winning this game. Because it's just, not only do they not need him to be aggressive offensively, when he's, as we've seen, it's not like he had an inefficient 12. He shot 5 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3, 1 of 1 from the line, even though it doesn't really matter. Like, if he can be an efficient offensive player and just provide that 12 to 14 points per game like he used to, it's going to be a very hard team.
And they don't need Draymond only need to take 7 shots because our next talking topic, Jordan Poole, turned into channels into Michael Jordan.
He's been great all season. I've said it before that him not being in the finalists for most improved players is hilarious. Is very stupid. But he's been very solid. He went from literally in the G League to a starting the championship contending team while being arguably the best player on that team.
He literally carried them the Saturday night, not last night.
If he can continue to play like that alongside,
I'm so excited,
dude. I mean, just imagine Jordan Poole keeps playing like this. Clay just keep putting up 19 point, an efficient 19.
What do you need? Who could stop them if Jordan Poole plays like that?
Oh yeah,
maybe the Suns, but the Suns we'll get to that game. Didn't really put on a show last night.
Yeah, that game was closer than I thought, but I'm not too worried about the Suns right now.
It's very clear. We'll finish this game up. We're both big Warriors guys. For those who haven't figured it out, but. Yeah. It is clear who the best 2 teams in the West are. It is the Warriors. We all knew this. I knew this going into the playoffs. I'm like, I don't care. The Warriors are a 3 seed. They are still the second best team in the West.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to end up being between those 2 teams.
All right, that will move on quick. Try to get through this so we can talk a little bit about baseball. We have the Hawks and Heat game 1. The Heat blew out the Hawks 115-91. Trae Young finally had a bad playoff game. 8.6 rebounds, 4 assists. 1 of 12 from the field, 6 turnovers.
He had some actual good defense in front of him.
Yeah, no, I mean, Kyle Lowry isn't the defender he used to be. He's still a very solid defender, even though the Heat defense alone is still a very good defensive system. Kyle Lowry had a couple dirty moments during the game. The biggest one that's circulating is like they were all down from the paint for a rebound. He kind of turned and literally shoved Trae to the ground. And then there was one that, like, I can understand why people are angry about it. I can see it, but, like, he dove for a loose ball. But, like, the play was dead, so I could see why people think it's dirty.
Yeah,
but at the same
Butler
time,
and him got in a fight.
It's a Kyle Lowry kind of play, like, just putting the effort in.
That Butler and Young got in a fight.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't care anymore.
The Heat are
I don't care for either team. The Heat are a fake tough guy team that are probably going to lose in the second round depending on who they play, and the Hawks are the Hawks. I have respect for the Hawks.
I love Jimmy Butler, though.
I like Jimmy. I like Jimmy. I like a lot of the players in the Bucks, Heat. But, I mean, when
Bucks.
your leading scorer is Danilo Gallinari, you're not going very far. But on the other hand, when you're the Heat, and you don't need guys like Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, and Kyle Lowry, Bam had a pretty bad game, but it doesn't matter when your 2 out of your 3 leading scorers are PJ Tucker and Duncan Robinson. Like, when you're getting 20-pieced by PJ Tucker, which I've had to watch happen twice as a Knicks fan, it's a very depressing thing to watch. Because I love PJ Tucker, but he's not a very productive offensive player anymore, never really has been, unless it's a corner 3. But, like, watching a team get 20-pieced by PJ Tucker that's not the Knicks was very nice to watch. But with that,
we'll see. You said a second-round elimination for the Heat. I think there's a chance, since they're so deep, that they can make a deep playoff run.
I could see it, but I don't know.
But into our next series, they're going to have a brick wall coming in.
Yeah, my favorite game in the series of the playoffs so far. We have the Nets and Celtics game 1. Celtics win this nail-biter game 115-114 after off a Jason Tatum game winner. I don't know if you saw, but did you see the way KD played the... He watched Tatum. He didn't watch it, but he fell asleep. He fell asleep defensively, which you cannot do with a game like that.
I didn't until I realized a couple times watching it. that was such a beautiful spin move by Tatum.
Yeah,
the way past Kyrie.
The way that he literally started his spin before he caught it, then just caught the ball perfectly and put it up like that. That shows the coordination of NBA players. But moving into the bit of the Kyrie Irving quote unquote controversy, him and Celtics fans have always had a bit of a go at each other since what he did to that franchise. I won't say what he did to that franchise because it wasn't right what he did, but I'm not gonna yell at him for leaving the team. Mm-hmm. I will say that if you're going, you cannot sit down and say multiple times you're going to re-sign and then leave for their rival. That's just not what you do. That's kind of like what happened, reminiscent of what happened with Ray Allen back in the day. Except he didn't say he was going to resign. He just left the championship team to go play for the Heat. But I mean, the Celtics winning this game, Jaylen Brown didn't play very well. Tatum had a rough first half, but picked it up in the second half. And they don't have Robert Williams yet. They're saying he might come back in the first round, but he's more than likely going to be available for the second round. They could dominate this series. I mean, obviously Al Horford's not going to put up 20 and 15 every game.
Yeah, Al Horford.
But, I mean, if Tatum and Brown can play well and then just keep playing the defense they did, because their defense is absolutely ridiculous. They have some of the best defense I've seen all year. And they can just keep holding down at least Kevin Durant, who shot 9 of 24 this game. They are going to dominate this series. What? Yeah.
Can I tell you a funny story quickly?
Yeah.
My cousin had Al Horford under 2 threes as a bet. The bet had expired in the first 6 minutes of the game. Yep. He hit 2 threes in the first 4 possessions.
I very rarely go under. I actually went under yesterday on a Jonas Valanciunas. It was under 29 points and rebounds, and little did I know he'd get 25 rebounds. So that was fun. But anyways,
those Vegas guys are on some other level.
But
that'll be probably the best series.
Something I've said multiple times since it happened, Marcus Smart getting the pump fake on Claxton and the other defender and choosing to pass it off shows the evolution of him as a player.
Draymond tweeted about that.
He is going 9 out of 10 times. I said this right after that, my cousin Jameson literally called me the second after Tatum hit that shot and we were celebrating, and I told him right then and there, Marcus 2 years ago and maybe even last year is shooting that shot.
Yeah, I agree.
Is it going in as much as I love Marcus? Probably not, but he's shooting the shot, and the fact that he had the patience and the IQ to pass it again
in transition
just shows the way he's grown. I love to see it. But we'll quickly try to get done to the playoffs. Next game we have Bulls Bucks game 1. Bucks win this game. Should not have been very close, but Middleton and Holiday both played very poor in the playoffs, which we have seen a lot, which is the reason the Bucks weren't the clear favorites out in the East last season, because they both played very poor at times. But that also doesn't matter when Vucevic, DeMar DeRozan, and Zach LaVine play some stinky basketball. Now, statistically, if you ignore their efficiency, which I'll get into, these stat lines aren't bad.
No, they're not horrible.
Nikola Vucevic, 24 points, 17 rebounds. That's not bad. 9 of 27 from the field and 2 of 10 from 3. Missed a very easy clutch layup down the stretch. DeMar DeRozan, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. That's not bad. 6 of 25 from the field.
That's horrible.
Zach LaVine, 18 points, 10 rebounds. Not bad. 6 of 19 from the field, 2 of 10 from 3. And even the Bucks, no one on the Bucks played well. Any Buck who was not Giannis or Brook Lopez did not play well. Pat Connaughton, for some reason, they let him shoot 6 threes. He hit 1 of them. Middleton, Holiday, all played poorly. Bobby Portis shot 3 of 8.
They're going to need Giannis to do ungodly things again.
They just need Holiday and Middleton to put the big boy pants on and step up, because I'm sick of watching them play terribly in the playoffs, especially Middleton.
I said it to you on the show. Sorry to interrupt you again. And you bashed me, but I think not having Lonzo is showing.
No, I agree. I don't know how much of a difference he'd make, but
I think he's a facilitator for DeRozan to actually make his shots.
Yeah. But before we get anything else, we'll quickly go over the last game. We have Pelicans Suns game 1. Suns winning. It was a great game. It was 110 to 99. Pelicans put up a great fight. Valanciunas had a really great statistical game, but it also shows how misleading it can be, because looking at it, 18 points and 25 rebounds, great game. But then he shoots 7 of 21 from the field, and he kind of blew the game down the stretch. I noticed he was getting pulled a lot for Larry Nance, which I agree with, because he's a much better defender and all-around, I won't say all-around offensive player, but he's definitely a better defender than Valanciunas. Chris Paul and DeAndre Ayton were the 2 shining stars for the Suns. Chris Paul had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 10 assists, with only 2 turnovers, shooting 12 of 16 from the field, 4 of 16 from 3. Oldest 30-point, 10-assist game from an NBA player of all time. DeAndre Ayton himself had 21 points, 9 rebounds, 4 blocks, 10 to 15 from field. Had a tremendous defensive game. He's been a very good player this year, better than the stats show. He is probably the most talented, non-all-star. You could argue he could make an all-star, but, there are a lot of players like Gobert, Cat, guys like that I'd rather have over him out west. But, in terms of, you have all-star, you have a barely an all-star, and then you have, I don't want to call Aiden a role player, because he is an all-star caliber player in my mind.
He's become a role player, though.
He is the most talented role player in the league. If we're not calling him, because I think he has the potential to be an all-star, but the role he plays limits him.
But it's just because he plays the CP3 and
that's
Devin
what I'm saying.
Booker, two ball-dominant players.
The role he plays really limits the stats, but
Agreed.
If you watch him play, the stats do not matter with how dominant he is. Very quickly, we go over. We have 3 games tonight. We have Philly and Toronto Game 2, Jazz and Mavericks Game 2, and the Nuggets and Warriors Game 2.
For that game.
Very excited for Nuggets and Warriors. Do we want to play Podal before we head out?
Let me quickly run over baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball, there's a lot of stuff going on because there's just so many games every day. So I just like looking at the leaders in each league and kind of gauging where they're at.
Yeah.
I know Jose Ramirez right now.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot about Jose
The
Ramirez.
cover off the baseball currently. So I just want to put that in there. Guardians are 4-5. So not be doing a very good job.
Doing much behind them.
The White Sox are 6-3 right now, which I know the White Sox are kind of like the Bulls. It's we didn't really know what they were going to do this season. You know
I thought they'd be good.
Potential to be good, but potential also to be really, really bad.
I like them
and
a lot.
I'm happy they're starting off young. That's a very we started with the farm, we built our team up, a lot of homegrown talent. Blue Jays 6-4, Yankees 5-5. We can't even waste time on the Yankees rant, but they're horrible. They lost to the Orioles twice in 3 days, and including a 5-0 loss yesterday. By the way, for those Yankees fans, Nestor Cortez is oh my god!
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Nestor Cortez.
He's probably their best pitcher, and he's horrible.
Wasn't he on their roster a while ago?
Yeah.
Then he was cut, and then they brought him back.
Yeah, he was on the roster in 2018.
Something about that.
I watched him pitch. I loved him because he throws weird. Got cut, brought back, and now he's their best pitcher. Angels are 6-4, which is very surprising. I know the intentional walk thing was hilarious.
Dude, Mike Trout's reaction to that had me going.
But they're winning, and their problems are going to shine through. But whatever. Also, go on Twitter or whatever, it's everyone on Twitter. Rafael Devers made the sickest move ever to avoid a tag and sliding into third today. Just want to put that out there, but they ended up losing that game.
Javier Baez's one.
Yeah, whatever. Mets 7-3. That's fine, but the Mets play in such a crappy division that they no longer have an excuse to win their division. Or if they don't win the division,
to not win their division.
Yeah, they have no excuses.
No, I obviously don't think we're a World Series type team, but I just make the playoffs.
The team behind them is the Braves, who are 5-6 and lost literally everybody this offseason.
Please just make the playoffs.
Cards 5-3. I know Nolan Arenado is having a really good start to the season.
See that this morning.
Cubs are 5-4, which is surprising for a team that's that bad. Same with the Pirates. 2 teams with not very good lineups anymore.
I mean, the only notable player I know in the Pirates is Brian Hayes.
Yeah, and then here we go again. Same thing. Dodgers 7-2, Giants 7-2. I remember that was something we covered when we first started the show.
Yeah, I remember I was very surprised with how good the Giants were last season.
The Giants lost a lot of those key players. I know Chris Bryant was a big name they lost. Now they're 7-2. So with that, that's your baseball coverage. Thank you for tuning in. Next episode, we'll make sure to get your Podal and Wordle in. And next episode, we'll have a lot more of your playoff NBA coverage. And I know Mel Kiper just released 12 prospects that I like. So we'll break that down in the next episode. But besides that, have a blessed evening. Tune in our Twitter, Sports Report PLT. Yep. This episode will be up. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
On Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah,
technical difficulties.
Yeah, that's what we'll say for now.
And besides that, yeah, like I said, go to our Twitter. If you missed the episode, watch on YouTube. But otherwise, right here, 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock on Wednesday.
Have a good one.
Have a blessed evening.
Have a blessed night.